is hard to break. This verse reminds me a lot of sports teams and clubs at school currently because I'm still in high school. I still relate it to clubs and things like that. And these groups have taught us to work together. And if a teammate falls down, or even if an opponent falls down, to help them up, sportsmanship, and proving that you're there for the benefit of your team and not just yourself, and lending a hand to your friend and lending a hand to even your opponent at times. And I love this verse because it simply states two people are better than one. And that's true in anything. When you're working on something, it's going to get done quicker if you have a partner there helping you out with your project. So if you're able to connect with someone that can help you, then it's so much more beneficial to have that help and have that sportsmanship or that teammate that can help you out as well. And going into the business world or jobs even after high school, it's important to be able to get past the conflicts you may have, or the prejudgmental state of mind that you may have when going into a job or when going into a business or even your school building, and about certain types of people, about managers and what you've heard from friends that, they're too bossy, or they just are using you for whatever work they have there, and they don't want to actually connect with you. And that's when it's important for us to step out, or for you to step out and make that first move to connect. Because many times in life, it's easy to get so caught up and focusing in on just the one thing that we're doing. And we get so focused that we can't focus on connecting with one another. And so when we're at work or when we're at school doing our work, it's important to connect and ask people if they need help, or if you need help to go out and ask for that as well. So right there it is, connecting with one another is important. Another verse that I wanted to share was, let's find it. Okay. John 1:12-17, and it says, "This is my command," and this is coming from Jesus. So it says, "This is my command: love each other as I have loved you." And the thing about Jesus is he was different from any other leader that, in religious aspects, he was different. He came as a servant. He didn't come as this grand leader or person that you should obey and all this crazy stuff. We obey him because we believe in what he believed in, and that was in love and caring for another. And he came as a servant. He came to serve us, and that's what makes him such a big impact on us, is because he didn't come to be glorified or any of that. He came to glorify his Father in heaven, and he came to spread the word of love and spread the word of caring for one another. So he says, "This is my command: love each other as I have loved you." The greatest love a person can show is to die for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I don't call you servants now. A servant does not know what his master is doing. But now I call you friends because I have made known to you everything I heard from my Father. You did not choose me, I chose you, and I gave you this work to go and produce fruit. I want you to produce fruit that will last. Then the Father will give you anything you ask for in my name. This is my command, to love one another. And so right there he's saying, you're not a servant to me, and I'm not your master, because a master doesn't allow for their servants to know what they're doing. But Jesus said that he is making known to you everything that he's heard from God, from his Father, and he's letting it be known so that we can go and share the word as well. And that one command is to love one another. And it's so simple as he puts it in here, and it's honestly such a relief that Jesus, he just came to spread the word and not to be a master or be someone that's constantly over someone. He's more of a of a friend. And that's what he says. He's like, the greatest love for a person you can show is to die for his friends. He's considering us friends because he himself died for us, which were his friends, which are his family. And he did that for us. He took his life and he died on the cross for our sins so that we didn't have to worry about it, so that we could be set free from sin, past, present, and future, because he says, there will be trouble and we will sin, but you are forgiven through God and through the command of love. And if you're doing everything through love, then there's nothing to worry about, is what this teaching is all about. And the last verse that I want to go to is 1 Peter 4:8-11. And it says, most importantly, love each other deeply. Love has a way of not looking at each other's sins. So all throughout the Bible, so I've gone from, the middle section to even the end, and I know it's in the beginning as well. It's constantly bringing up this idea of love and this idea of caring for one another. So it says, love has a way of not looking at each other's sins. Open your homes to each other without complaining. Each of you received a spiritual gift, which is incredible because I see it throughout the day, throughout whatever I'm doing. I see that people are blessed with different gifts, and it's so cool to see that, to see what God has instilled in them, and to see how they're using it for greater good. And God has shown you his grace in giving you different gifts. And you are like servants who are responsible for using God's gifts. So be good servants and use your gifts to serve each other. And it's crazy because I know a lot of people who say they don't believe in God or don't believe in, certain religions because it's too set in stone to follow this rule, follow that rule. But God is simply saying, so be good servants and use your gifts to serve one another. And to me, there's no flaw in that. There's no reason why that shouldn't be a good thing. And he says, anyone who speaks should speak words from God. The person who serves should serve with the strength that God gives them. You should do these things so that in everything God will be praised through Jesus Christ. Power and glory belong to him forever and ever. Amen. And the whole moral of all of this is that we should use what we're given and help one another, serve one another, and use it for the greater good. So for anyone that you're trying to talk to about religion or is talking to you about religion, these verses are super, super key because they explain the whole faith of Christianity and the belief that Jesus did come down and he did die for our sins, and our one command is just to live in harmony with one another, to serve one another, to go about our days and serve without complaining. So I know that when we're having tough days, it's hard to even, get up sometimes. But once we are up and once we are in the world, it is important to always have a smile on your face when you're serving someone, because you don't know how much that person needs it. Or even if you're getting served by someone, be grateful, be happy that that's happening. Your mom, your dad cooking or serving you, in whichever way that they do that, it's always important to be grateful. Even your teachers, even though their teaching styles may be different, or your boss at work may have a crazy way of managing, still be appreciative for the opportunity to be in that position, to be able to learn, to be able to have a job, to be able to take care of yourself and just live in peace and harmony. Try to find the best in everything, and love in everything, and connectiveness in everything. And so if you're struggling with that, I encourage you to pray, encourage you to reach out to God and just ask to find a sense of peace in mind, a peace in your life. And if your house is full of chaos or you're just overwhelmed with thoughts, just to go to him for peace, because God says he will give peace, and that'll definitely help you with connecting with connecting with others, if you have yourself straight, if you have everything that in your mind in place and you're in harmony with yourself, then it's easier to be in harmony with others. So always start with yourself. Go to God and pray and ask Him for help. And I'm sure He will do so. So thank you so much for watching tonight. I hope this helped with the ability to connect with others and just what God has in store for us and what Jesus has promised to us. And that's simply love one another as He has loved us. Have a wonderful night.